Hi, I'm Zynia Chapman, and I'm on the speech and debate team, and so far in my years, I have won 9 awards, and I'm also a second year. I'm in community psychology currently and soon to be environmental studies. My background has much passion with food because it's something that communities and people encounter along with their interaction with the environment. So everything I'm saying is from food sustainability and from caring about people that way. So what's going on in healthcare? 3 big issues right now. People are feeling more sick than they ever have. Not that more people are sick, they just feel sick on a daily basis. The pharmaceutical industry is huge right now and it's massively expanding. And healthcare costs and access is not only super high, but it's really hard for people and it's becoming crucial for them. So those are the big problems. What I'm going to identify as the biggest problem, especially for women, is heart disease. It's the leadest killer of all women, except for Latinos who have the leadest as cancer, but it's still the second leading cause. So heart disease is an interesting disease because it is entirely affected by lifestyle. There's nothing that it deals with being diagnosed genetically. Anyone can get heart disease and everyone has the same characteristics of getting it, which is unfortunate, but we can avoid it because you earn it. So I'm going to talk about what currently is being done, and the biggest thing for physicians is preventative health. So what's the importance of preventative health, and why is it important? Well, do you really want a problem to happen and then to have to deal with it? That's always chaos. No matter what problem it is, you always have to deal with it. Or you can entirely avoid the problem ever happening. And that's how healthcare is translated with preventative health. Before someone even gets a disease and they have to go through treatment and medication, you nip it in the bud and you take it away. And that's what we've seen with heart disease and the ways to help it. Nurses, physicians, and medical assistants are very different with how they interact with the patient. Nurses are caring for the patient, so it's a patient that already needs help and they're assisting with that. Physicians, they are healers or they actually advocate for healing. You don't have to always heal someone, you just need to have your ambition be to heal them. And that's what preventive healthcare comes from, is you need to allow people to be wanting to heal themselves, not just healing them when they have problems. We can see with medical doctors that they've seen a lot of scientific research around this. So my second point is, I'm going to talk about plant-based nutrition. So the biggest things that correlate with heart disease is lifestyle. And the lifestyle that gets you heart disease has other problems as well. And it's an epidemic. An epidemic, to be defined, is a problem for a certain population, and it's an infectious disease and heart disease. So when you have those problems, you have things like obesity. That happens when you get heart disease. You have things like diabetes. That happens when you gain weight. And you have problems, of course, like heart disease. All these authors, especially Caldwell, have one thing in common. They promote a plant-based diet, which is eating as much fresh fruits and vegetables as possible. And they not only stop these from happening, but they reverse the diseases themselves. And that's what physicians have been seeing that helps with heart disease. Not only never have it happen, but reversing it. So what can you do as a physician? You have authority. If you rank everyone when it comes to how they listen to other people about their health, you have life coach, nutritionist, then nurses, and then physicians, because they're your medical doctors and they're going to be aware of your full body. So you're going to, of course, listen to them when it comes to nutrition. And when we look at medical doctors, they're not using their authority properly because, again, pharmaceuticals. And that's not healing yourself. That's not avoiding something. That has the problem that's already there, and now you're just giving a pill for it. And that is not what's going to help people, and that's not what's going to stop or prevent or reverse heart disease, which again is the biggest killer. So what can you do as nurses, as people in the medical field? You need to not only heal problems, but avoid these problems from ever happening. If you have a patient that's coming in and you can see them getting sicker and sicker, and you keep putting so many Band-Aids on the problem, well, why are they getting sicker? Why do they have to keep constantly coming in? If we look at heart disease, it can happen to anyone, which means there's a systematic reasoning. And we can see that with obesity and diabetes. It's just the lifestyle of our whole community. And that is something that you can change. I myself, my mother was labeled as pre-diabetic, and I was scared because there's 5 other women that have diabetes. And when I did my research, the first thing I found was plant-based. So I've been vegan for almost 2 years now, and I've lost 55 pounds without even trying, and I feel healthier inside and out. And now I know I'm avoiding all these degenerative diseases like heart disease. So that's what you can do as medical physicians to avoid the biggest killer of women, which is all linked to lifestyle. And they need to live their life and style.